Hello everybody, Napkin99 here, and welcome back to the Pixelmon Let's Play series. If you've read the title, you probably know what's happening this episode. This is the Pixelmon series finale. But do not fret, it would not be a proper finale if I did not have some exciting stuff planned for the final episode of our series. First of which is a world tour, going through and looking at pretty much everything we've built in this world. So of course we're going to start off here at our base. Nothing too crazy, but this is where we've lived for quite a while now. Just got a little storage room inside with our basic stuff. And upstairs we've got our fossil lab and Pokeball makers, which I rarely use anymore because efficiency 5 diamond hammer is a lot quicker than these. Over here we've got our portal and our enchanting setup. Nothing too crazy, probably much bigger room than we needed for this. And then of course off this way is our legendary lab where we have our famous legendary board, which we finished filling up last episode. Out the back here we have our apricorn farm, which has helped us make many Pokeballs. We've got a little wheat farm to kind of handle our food situation. And then we have our breeding base over here. So inside we just have 12 different breeding setups with double stacked ranch blocks on most of these parts. Obviously it's a bit of a mess in here, because that's how breeding is in Pixelmon. Next up is a build that most of you probably forgot about, including myself. This is our ocean base. We definitely had a bit more planned for this than we ended up doing. It's pretty bare bones. Basically just a little place in the ocean where we can get some underwater Pokemon, as well as Manaphy when it used to spawn in the Ocean Monument. Then just a short flight from our base, we have our old XP farm using one of the haunted towers and the Pixelmon spawners inside of it. This one became kind of obsolete after we built our new one, because the new design is much better than this one. But this definitely served us well for quite a while. And then right next to it, actually, we have our Magirna mansion, which I don't know if you caught in the last episode during the time-lapse. This is not where we ended up getting Magirna, because I could not get Magirna to spawn in here. I think it was just a matter of not having enough spawning space when we were standing inside of here. It was just too much area outside. I kept getting Xerneas to spawn. But this was a fun building project from the Halloween episode. And you know, I actually forgot one other thing at our base, because we very rarely actually go over here, which is our berry farm. I only grew berries in here once because growing berries is a bit of a pain in the butt. But we do have it here. I have gone in the shed quite a bit because this is where I store my berries. Anyways, up next is our new mob farm with the haunted towers. So we found two of them that were pretty close together here. So we turned them into one farm using the new, much more efficient design, which allows the Pokemon to spawn a lot quicker. Basically, as soon as you kill one, a new one will spawn. You really don't even need the second tower, but it gives us quite a bit of Pokemon and quite a bit of XP. A little further away from our base, we have our old Mew farm. This is a bit of a throwback. So back when Mew used to spawn in the jungle temple, that's what this structure was before, was a jungle temple. And we built this giant platform up in the sky above it to stop having Tapu spawn, which doesn't actually end up helping the spawn rate, but it was less annoying to have less Tapu spawning. And then if we fly over this way a bit, we have our new Mew farm, as well as our Raiden farm, which you can see in the chat is working quite well. So basically this whole big area was Jungle M for the most part. So we set up a little spot in the middle here and then just cleared a bunch of trees around it, because for one of our episodes we were getting, I believe, 23 or 24 Mews to clone into Dittos. So I wanted to make sure I could get those Mews easily. And then the raid dens obviously didn't naturally spawn like this. We moved them from desert over here because there was some new terrain when the raid dens were introduced. Unfortunately, you can't make a raid den farm like this if you're playing the latest version, but if you are playing in the version when they were released, you still can make him like this, and I do have a tutorial for it. But yeah, this is the big old mess that our raid den farm produced in the desert over here. Bit of a monstrosity. And this, of course, is our Lake Guardian garden, which is probably the only actual decent looking build I've really done on the channel so far, where I've put in a lot of effort. So I wanted to use some of the new blocks for this, so I used some of the temple bricks and the pillars and stuff. And basically our whole goal here was to be able to get Meesprit to spawn, because I like having the most potential spawning space for any legendary really, but especially our Dawn and Dusk ones, because I hate AFKing for them. So we made this nice big area. We did sacrifice a little bit of spawning space for looks, but we actually ended up getting it while we were building, so that didn't matter too much. And then our last stop on the world tour is our ultra base that we built last episode. Nothing too crazy in here. We've just got some fossil machines, a bunch of dittos breeding together. It's gonna get a bit noisy. We got 2 floors of the ditto breeding, and then we also have a little side floor over here with our ranch upgraded ranch blocks. And now that we're done with our world tour, it is time to start the first of our projects for this episode. So if you've been watching the Pixelmon series for a bit, you probably know we have a few Pokemon in specific that we wanted to get, but have not gotten yet. That is our Battle Amora, our Battle Porygon, and our Catching Pancham with the hidden ability. So we were never able to get any of these during the episodes, but we have several items now that'll help us get them. So for our Amora and our Pancham, we needed hidden abilities, so we have these ability patches, which should switch their ability to the hidden ability. So now Amora has Snow Warning, and Pancham has Scrappy. So now I'm going to go ahead and EV train these guys and get them to level 100 and with the moves we want on them. Alrighty, so our Pokemon are all trained up here, and now the last thing we have to do is give them a golden bottle cap. Since they are level 100 now, we couldn't do it before. So I'm just going to quickly go over what we trained onto our Pokemon here. So our Pangoro is just meant to be a catcher. We forced him to have the Scrappy hidden ability, since we couldn't get it normally. So this will let him hit Ghost-type Pokemon with normal-type moves, including False Swipe, so we can get Ghost-types down to 1 health now. We can't do any status effects really, besides with Body Slam, which only has a chance of leaving them with Paralysis. So if we can, usually on a legendary or something, that'd probably be a good option. And then we have it holding a Silk Scarf to boost its normal type moves, so we can get them lower quicker with the False Swipe. Our Aurorus, we forced to have the hidden ability as well, Snow Warning. Summons a Hailstorm when it enters battle. So that is especially helpful with Blizzard, because normally this only has 70 accuracy, but when it's hailing it has 100% accuracy. So 100% accuracy, 110 power stab move that may also freeze the Pokemon is pretty good. And we may actually PP max this as well, so that we have more PP to use on it. And then only the other really thing of note on this one is Freeze Dry. It's an ice type move, 70 power, 100 accuracy. But it's super effective on water types, this move in specific, which is kind of interesting. Gives us a little bit more coverage with it. And then we just have it holding the Icy Rock to increase the duration of the Hailstorm that it summons when it joins the battle, so it should be 8 turns, I believe, instead of 5. And then our Porygon here, we didn't actually fully evolve, it's just at Porygon 2, and that's because it's holding the Eviolite. So if it can still evolve, it raises both its defense and special defense by I think 50%, which is pretty good. Ability is just Trace, it'll copy the opponent's ability We didn't force it to do anything. For moves, we just have recover, get its HP back. Try attack will be stab since it's normal type, and it can also burn, freeze, or paralyze the target. So it's a few different status effects we can get on them. And then we just have psychic and zap cannon for more coverage. So the next thing I want to do here is try a little bit of shiny hunting. So since we have the shiny charm, that is a 2 times chance of finding a shiny. And since we're in Ultra Space, that's another 2 times on top of that. And I also have a bunch of stuff to make a bunch of strong shiny lures for another 1.73 times chance. So, while I'm running around here, I'm going to have the lure on. And I found a little mesa that's actually a lot closer than the other one we found here in Ultra Space. And there's also raid dens and stuff around here. So if we do get a legendary in one of these raid dens, there is a fairly decent chance of it being a shiny, I think. I think it'd be about 128 chance, or 1 in 128 chance, with the shiny charm and us being in Ultra Space. Plus it'll be a 5-star den, so it's by default a 1 in 512. So we'll see if maybe we can get a shiny legendary, but I'm not really expecting to. Just kind of gonna run around here and see what shinies we can get. First sparkles, and it's just a boss Starly. Dude, first shiny we found, Larvesta. I need this right now. I need it. I don't have any quick balls. I made a bunch of repeat balls because we have every Pokemon in the Pokedex now, so those could definitely come in handy. Oh, shiny Primate. And we've got our first legendary in a raid den here. Let's see if it's shiny. Nope. Pidgeotto time. Aha, a shiny Numel. Another shiny Larvesta. We'll take it. Alrighty, so I think up next here, I'm still in Ultra Space, but I'm gonna stop running around for now. I'm going to just use all of my wishing pieces on this raid den right here, and see if maybe we can get a legendary to spawn in it, because that would be cool. Well, nothing too exciting came from the wishing pieces we used on those raid dens, but we are back home, and this is our haul from our shiny hunt. I went ahead and leveled up that first Larvesta that we got into Volcarona, so this is what the shiny Volcarona looks like. Pretty cool. We got a Primeape, we got a Pidgeotto, which we actually already had a shiny one of, and a shiny Pidgey with the same mark as well. We got our Numel, and we got our other Larvesta. And now, here's a montage of some of the best moments from the Pixelmon series, some of which I picked, and others you guys picked in the comments from last episode. Hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of our Minecraft Pixelmon Let's Play. More mail. What is this? Is this some sort of birdhouse? Alrighty, time to head out of this mine shaft. And we're sent back down by J-Dude. And just walking around here, we actually found our first shiny. Let's try to get this guy. Which is a size smaller, so he is very, very small. He's running away. Wait, that's a shiny Absol. Let's catch that. Hang on, dragon. I've got things to do. Absol just got sent flying. This is how you fight in End City, people. That is a ladder of death right there. I'm not going down that ladder. Well, we found a washing machine. We can finally clean our clothes. What is this? Why did this hidden grotto spawn on top of this other tree? What is going on here? This is shiny Suicune. We got it in a den. So we have finally completed our raid den farm here. Hey guys, what did the star you say to the axe you? Can I ask you a question? And then the axe sighed and said, "Are you kidding me?" One of those bad is, oh my gosh, it knows Memento. What the heck? It killed itself. And with that, I think this build is pretty much complete. A class cheer just spawned. Hang on, I'm busy fighting an Articuno. I can see it right there, the heck. And we got it. We have gotten our redemption on the Shiny Chandelure. Do I look cool now, Mom? I apologize for the noise. It seems the power of summoning Arceus is making things fall off of my shelves. Our Pokédex is complete. Did I get a curry? Where's my curry? Alrighty, everyone. I hope you enjoyed reminiscing through the past moments of Pixelmon as much as I did. Before we end the finale here, I want to give you guys a few quick tips that I recommend, having played through pretty much all of single-player Pixelmon that we can do. The first of which is save every item you get, because even the berries and stuff especially, there's been a few times where I've thrown away berries that I needed later on. So save pretty much every item besides mail. Throw every piece of mail you get into fire or lava or the void, whatever you need to do to get rid of it. The second tip is to make a Zygarde cube very early on. It's not too expensive to craft. The main thing really you need is the Ultra Deep Sea Crystal, which is really the only hard thing to get. But once you have a flying Pokemon, if you find a wormhole, you can just fly through it. Or if you get a Necrozma or something super early on, then that's another easy way to get to Ultra Space. And my last tip is to make battle Pokemon for the red dens. I know we didn't have them when we started in this world, so we didn't have to worry about that too much, but once they did come out, we didn't really have any battle Pokemon ready for those, and you can get some pretty good stuff for them, especially some of those legendary items from the 4 and 5 star raids. So definitely get some battle Pokemon ready and take on those dens. Anyways, that is going to have to wrap it up for me today. But do not worry, although the Pixelmon series is ending, I still have lots of content planned, and I have many plans for builds and videos and all sorts of other stuff for both the vanilla series as well as another unannounced series. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching and sticking through all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.